We've got a great episode of Sports Path planned for you tonight. First, we head over to a District 622 showdown, North versus Tartan football. Let's see who comes out on top.
Then we head over to Mahtomedi for some boys soccer. Otta Claremont scored a few more goals to lead the Polars forward in a great season. Then we see the girls matchup as Mahtomedi fires multiple shots off the crossbar. You won't want to miss that.
And finally, we show you a very close volleyball game between Mahtomedi and Hastings. This one went into 5 sets. We'll have all that and more as we take you down the sports path.
Ground ball, finds the hole up the middle.
Steps up, goes deep left side. Receiver open, counting. Touchdown, Titans! Takes a nice shot outside the goal box, and he will break the 0-0 tie. Fantastic shot by Kenlob Solon.
Giller makes a move, a good one, opportunity here, the Bears score! The Bears strike first. He's at the 40, he's down to the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Jalen Bryan. Why not? What a beautiful run. Maureen there, fights her off the puck. Opportunity here, another sit, and a goal! Second chance effort for the Pioneers. Put the icing on the cake, if you will, Michael. Go down and got to the outside and said good evening and good night.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Sports Path Desk. My name is Sam Erickson and this is my esteemed co-host John Miller. If you missed the last episode, you missed the debut of a brand new set and a brand new look for Sports Path.
And if you missed my first show, like Sam said, my name is John Miller. I am the new Sports Path host this year, co-host, but I will be joining Sam here at the desk every episode to share with you all your Fab 5 highlights of the past couple weeks.
That's right. The fall season is now about halfway over, and it is finally getting to that point where the temps are cooling down a little bit, and you might be bringing a sweatshirt or a rain jacket now when you attend those games.
And of course, the rain, Sam. We've run into rain the past couple of broadcasts, and as you know, rain really doesn't mix well with our video equipment. We've had to move all of our cameras into the press box for a few games, including a football game, and the rain has canceled our broadcast altogether on a couple occasions.
But don't worry, we have a lot of highlights to show you today, as well as all of the standings of where your Fab 5 teams sit in their conference. So let's get right to it. Well, first things first, we're going to start off with a new segment we do here on Sports Path called the Fab 5 Minute. And it's a relatively new thing where we try to cram in some more Fab 5 news we can in under 1 minute. We highlight the biggest and best games and statistics from the week while the timer counts down. Well, and speaking of that timer, there it is. And with a win over Hill Murray last Friday, Mahtomedi continues to roll to start their football season. The Zephyrs are undefeated and are ranked 4th in Class 5A. Mahtomedi has been an offensive machine this year with Jalen Fry rushing for 654 yards in their first 4 games, and Andy Voyan has added 302 yards receiving. Both players are second in the entire East Metro District with those numbers. Well, I may have misspoke last episode when I said North St. Paul volleyball team defeated Roseville to remain undefeated. The Raiders actually won that game in 3 sets. But however, the Polars are still ranked in the top 10 in the state and are poised to take the Metro East Conference crown again this year after winning a nail-biter against Hill Murray in 5 sets last week. The game was close early, but the Polars were able to pull away in the final 2. Well, North has also been making a lot of noise in boys soccer, and if you've been keeping up with our TV19 broadcast, you probably know that by now. After their heartbreaking loss to Stillwater, the Polars have rebounded and look forward to the postseason where they just might find themselves in a rematch against Stillwater with a state tournament bid on the line. Well, that will do it for the Fab 5 Minute this episode. And now we're going to move on into some football highlights. And here it is, that District 622 showdown as we were at North St. Paul. They hosted Tartan. both these teams in the same school district. We're going to get the scoring started in the first quarter. Beautiful pass into the corner from Marco Hernandez to number 6, Jordan Thompson, who elevates above his defender to bring that one in. That would make it 6-0. Extra point would be good, and so Tartan would lead early 7-0. Now a little bit later in the first, Hernandez finds Thompson again. This one he's going to do with his legs as he beats one defender, beats another, just shows off that speed to take it into pay dirt. That would make it 13-0. Extra point would be no good, so it stayed at 13-0. North now getting on the board. Ken Kamoga takes the handoff, rumbles a little bit to his left, stretches the ball out, gets into the end zone. Makes it 13-6. North adds the extra point, makes it 13-7. But immediately following that touchdown, Kingston Miles from his own 13 takes the ball, waits patiently for his blocks to set up, and then he'll show off some of his natural speed as he gets past the kicker and takes this one to the house. So just when North thought they were getting back into it, Kingston Miles had a different story, and he'll make it 20-7 after the extra point. Now in the third quarter, we'll get there eventually. Third quarter, deep pass to Javon Walker along the sideline, doesn't quite get into the end zone, goes out of bounds at about the 2, which will set up a play for Tartan at the goal line. Handoff goes to Kingston Miles. This time he's in as a running back, and he'll get in. And that would make it 26-7. Tartan elect to go for 2 because of the missed extra point earlier. They would not get it, and that would make it 26-7. Near the midway point of the third quarter, though, it started to rain. Things got even messier with lightning delays. You know the story. We ended up having to suspend our broadcast because of that weather. But the game would end up with a score of 41-13. Kingston Miles had 181 rushing yards, and Marco Hernandez added 141 yards through the air. And Tartan pretty much dominated North the whole game.
All right, Sam, we saw Tartan blow out North St. Paul. Let's see how they did against Park in a rainy game. So tons of highlights. Let's get started. Park would start off the first play of the game, a big pass to Lucas Lillidahl, streaking down the sidelines. He would break a couple tackles, stiffs-armed the cornerback. This big 44-yard gain would set up Brandon Alt for a rushing touchdown. As you can see right here, he just runs it right in, jukes the defender, 7-0 Park late in the first quarter. Then we would see Park scoring again in the second quarter, but number 1, Kingston Miles for Tartan would take this kickoff for 41 yards. Great blocking up front. As Sam covered earlier in the last game, he scored a touchdown off a kickoff return. On that same drive, Tartan would score a big pass play from number 4, Marco Hernandez, to number 6, Jordan Thompson. This kid has all the skills for a 24-yard touchdown pass. After that, it was 14-7. Let's take you a little later on in the second quarter as Park would get a big gain. Wide open gap there for quarterback Brandon Alt, breaking tackles. Unfortunately, he wouldn't score. He'd be down right at the 1, but this would be punched in by Lillidahl, making the score 21-7 Park. Now we'll take you later on. Lillidahl takes the handoff once again, breaking tackles. This kid could not be stopped this game. This would give Park a 28-7 lead going into the half. And then we'll take you into the third quarter. Let's see if Tartan can make a little bit of a comeback here. Unfortunately, Park would continue to run up the score. Brandon Alt throwing to Brandon Bailu for a deep gain. This would set up another Park touchdown, which would make it 35-7. Then Tartan had some big scoring plays in the third quarter as well. Huge pass there to Jordan Thompson. Thompson takes a slant, does all the work, streaks down the sidelines, uses all of his speed. That would cut the deficit to 35-14, and we're seeing Tartan come back just a little bit. And then we would see on their next drive, Tartan, Hernandez continues to go to the air, this time to number 17, Benjamin Brood, makes the diving catch, great catch there. And then the next play, running back number 1, Kingston Miles, takes the pitch on the outside, runs in the end zone, past some Park defender, squeaking through right there, great blocking by his wide receiver. And then we'll take you to the final seconds of the third quarter. Tartan goes deep, once again, to number 6, Jordan Thompson again with a 34-yard touchdown. As you can see, he had a great adjustment there. That's his third touchdown of the night. Score 49-26. Park continues to take the win. 2-point conversion was unsuccessful. And then we see this time number 18, Cyrus Kolkoff, makes a few tackles, runs it outside, reverses field, then a big nice gain. And then we would see this drive would be capped off with a great pass to number 84, Javon Walker, for an 18-yard passing touchdown. Unfortunately, it was a little too late for Tartan there. The final nail in the coffin for Tartan would be an interception by number 11, Charlie Gross. You can see right there, catching it at the 10, streaking down the sideline, jukes the quarterback out. He's taking this one to the house, folks. That's a 90-yard pick six. What a great game packed with great highlights, rainy weather, huge win for Park of Cottage Grove. You really can't ask for much more for your Park, and QB Brandon Alt would earn himself an Offensive Player of the Week nomination from Star Tribune Prep Sports section. He was 7-12 passing, 219 yards with the touchdown, but he did most of his damage on the ground, rushing 14 rushes for 153 yards and 4 touchdowns. Once again, that was a 69-32 blowout win by the Park Wolfpack, and Tartan, as we saw, it was really just a high-scoring game. Unfortunately, Tartan couldn't match up with that Park offense.
Oh, yeah, that Park team is pretty darn good. We saw a couple of East Metro Red District highlights from some games there. Now we'll take a look at your standings. And as I've said, Mahtomedi is undefeated in the district this year and ranked in Class 5A. The Zephyrs will need some help to win the district outright because they missed South St. Paul on the schedule this year. And the South St. Paul Packers are ranked in Class 4A themselves, so they're definitely going to be a tough team to beat. Looks like these two might split the honors in the district. Both teams have to win out, and for Mahtomedi, that means winning a big one against Park of Cottage Grove, who you just saw on October the 14th. As you saw in the highlights, Park's QB Brandon Alt has quite an arm and can do some damage on the ground as well. So I have to find a way to stop him. Just to throw in a little stat line for you about Mahtomedi, I said Jalen Fry has 654 yards in 4 games. That is an average of 163.5 yards per game. That's incredible.
Yeah, Jalen Fry's having a great year, Sam. But let's move on to the Blue District of the Metro East. White Bear Lake is off to a tough start. The Bears are coming off a loss to a very tough, very good Cretin-Durham Hall team. White Bear Lake's to rebound this week against Mounds View, and we'll be there to bring you all the action on the Bears' homecoming game against Woodbury October 7th. That should be a great game with all the homecoming festivities, and it just should be very exciting.
Yeah, always a good time of year. Well, coming up after the break, we take a look at Fab 5 soccer. Out of Claremont has scored a goal or 2 or 3 or however many since our last episode, so you don't want to miss his highlights coming up next.
I am a veteran, and my victory was finding the strength to be a champion.
I am a veteran. My victory is having a job I can be proud of.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
My victory was finishing my education.
Mine is proving a disability is not a limitation.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
My victory is having my new battle buddy.
As veterans face their challenges, DAV is there to help for victories great and small.
I'm a veteran, and my victory is getting the help I needed to put my life back together.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support.
I am a veteran. My victory is being there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
TV19 sports fans, we have a lot of broadcasts on the schedule, but the only way we can get those games on TV is by the generous help of our volunteers. We're always looking for new volunteers Maybe you're a parent that goes to a lot of high school events anyway, but maybe you're looking as a student that's looking to start your career in broadcasting. All you have to do is contact Arlen Becker and take a free class on how to run our broadcast cameras. As you can see, Arlen's broadcast information is located on the screen.
That's right, John. We are always looking for volunteers. Couldn't do what we do without them. And, would always welcome more. Well, welcome back to Sports Pass Studio. Once again, I am Sam Erickson alongside John Miller. We're bringing you all of your Fab 5 news of the past 2 weeks. Now, we already went over our football coverage, so let's move things over to soccer, starting with highlights of a game at Matamidi where they took on the North Polars.
Yeah, let's take the beginning of a doubleheader. Matamidi girls versus North St. Paul. Maria Yapello gets the pass into Amber Schultz. Amber Schultz kicks it into the top of the net, giving Matamidi a 1-0 lead. And then we'll see it right here. Maria Yapello this time starts off gets the scoring again, not getting assists. 2-0 Matamidi this time. And then we'll see the third goal comes off a corner kick from number 6, Audrey Sexton. This would set up number 17, Peyton Nelson. She controls the ball in front of the net. A little bit of miscommunication there for North St. Paul. Ball goes in the net, 3-0 Matamidi. North would hold Matamidi out for the rest of the first half, but early in the second half, Matamidi shoots from way at the top. As you can see, they continue to attack the top of the net. North St. Paul had a shorter goalie. You can see right there, it was just out of reach. That gives Matamidi a 4-0 lead. A little bit later, we would see number 9, Lauren Heinz, control the ball, and she would shoot this one near the top. Rebounded, rebounded by Hannah Laughlin, 5-0 Matamidi. And then we'll take you later on in the second half. Matamidi breaking towards the net. North almost steals the ball, but number 11, Josie Underwood finds the ball, shoots it in the net, gets it past the goalie on the far side for a 6-0 score. Then we'll take you for the final goal of the game. Number 6, Audrey Sexton. Guess how it happened? Yes, off the crossbar. And that would, all the goals for Matamidi would be by different players. As you can see, scoring all around by the Matamidi team. Just an absolute dominating game for them over the North girls soccer team.
Yeah, what a great game in Metro East girls soccer. And speaking of that, let's take a look at those standings. You see Matamidi is undefeated atop the Metro East, but they have got some big games to win if they want to be conference champs. The Zephyrs have back-to-back games against Hastings and Henry Sibley, and that's only after they play Hill Murray tomorrow. And the young Pioneers are playing well above their experience level as freshman Catherine Schindler has 7 goals, and it looks like Hill will finish somewhere near the top of the conference. We got a chance to see this Matamidi team in action during the last set of highlights, and you better believe they are a very good team. They won that one 7-0, right, John?
Yeah, Sam. A tough non-conference and conference slate has taken its toll on White Bear Lake girls soccer over in the Suburban East standings. The Bears only won one of their first 4 conference games, but they beat Blaine on Saturday 4-2 and Mountains View last night 4-1. Let's hope they keep this winning streak alive as they take on Forest Lake tomorrow and Roseville on Tuesday, the 4th of October.
Well, that'll do it for the girls. Once again, your Fab 5 schools represent some of the top teams in girls soccer. Well, in boys soccer, it's pretty much the same story. So let's take a look at some highlights from September 20th as Matamidi took on the North Polars. That was the other one of our doubleheader. This is the boys version. And Ken Love Solon gets a pass right in front of the net. It looks like he will have an easy goal, but Will Tuttle gets the save, goes out to number 0, Philip Tao, and he'll put it away, getting it past Tuttle that time and getting North on the board 1-0. A little bit later, still early in the first half, Ken Love Solon lofts the ball towards the net. Claremont gets ahead to it, but what an effort from the Matamidi defender getting back and helping out his goalie, clearing the ball off the line. Now this one, a little few minutes after that, Claremont gets in behind the defense, puts it past the goalie. You see a little bit of disappointment on his face. That is because this one is being called back because of offsides, so that one did not count, although Claremont finished it anyway. We'll go a little bit further along. 2 minutes later, this time Claremont gets it. He's onside. He gets it past the goalie, and he's got his first of the night, making it 2-0 North St. Paul. We'll just go just over a minute into the second half. Claremont again finds himself in the right place at the right time, turning past the defender and getting it past goalie Will Tuttle. That is another goal, and he is on his way to another hat trick as it's North St. Paul 3, Mahtomedi 0. Well, Busquets Judy will tally an assist on this one. About 5 minutes later, Ada Claremont outruns the defense and easily tucks it past the goalie for his third hat trick of the season. And he's wondering, I sure hope someone got this on their Snapchat.
And that may just about do things here in
Pretty proud of himself.
Stay tuned for that game.
And
coming in from midfield,
North St. Paul will continue to score again. Ada Claremont once again finds the ball at his feet, and that one's easy as he just turns it towards the net, and he can place it. That'll be number 4. And I'm starting to think this is the second time Claremont's got 4 goals in a game we cover, and I think I'm just going to start calling a 4-goal performance a Claremont. Now Mahtomedi trailing, trying to get on the board. There's Helio De La Torres with the shot, goes off the crossbar, so tough luck there for the Zephyrs. But just a few moments later, they're going to get another go at it off a free kick. This time De La Torres beats everyone, finds the net, and gets the Zephyrs on the board. That would be their only score of the night. North would take this one 5-1, and they remain undefeated in the Metro East standings. You see Busquets Judy had a couple assists on the night there as well.
Yeah, speaking of North, let's see how they're doing in the Metro East standings. North sits atop the Metro East, tied with St. Thomas. At this point in the season, the Polars have been dominating the Metro East competition. North has outscored Metro East opponents, get this, 38-3. The Polars have 3 games at home and then go on the road for their last 4 games of the regular season, including a big matchup against the Cadets of St. Thomas, possibly in a game that'll decide the conference title.
And now looking at the Suburban East, you see White Bear Lake with a 2-3 record in conference. Collected a win last night over Mounds View 1-0. And they will travel to Forest Lake tomorrow and play Prairie Seeds Academy on Saturday. And then they'll finish off the year against Roseville and Eastridge. Good luck to them as they're coming off that 1-game winning streak against Mounds View yesterday. Well, coming up after the break, we will take a look at a great volleyball match as Mahtomedi hosted Hastings in a match that went down to the 5th set. We're going to have some standings for you after that, so stay right there. We'll be back with more Sports Path after a minute.
I see my friends out there getting waves and talking about them, and I know exactly what they're doing and what they're feeling and everything. It's like, it's hard. I was diagnosed when I was 57. It was a surprise to me when they told me I had MS. It's like, you sure?
Well, the idea is this is a 360-degree virtual reality camera rig. Steve hasn't been able to ride a wave in way too many years, so now I'm going to ride a wave and we get to share it with him. Well, we're going to do something. Just put that on your head. Whoa.
Oh, this is unreal. Coming up, coming up, coming up. Boom. Nice. Nice. This is fantastic.
Yeah, let me set it up and you get another
Set it up.
ride.
Let's do that again.
TV19 sports fans, do you often find yourself wondering exactly which games we will cover? Well, we have the answer. We try to post all the games we will be covering on our Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/TV19sports and follow us on other social media pages to find out exactly which games we'll be covering and when they will air on TV19.
Welcome back again to the second episode of Sports Path in the 2016 fall season. I am Sam. Main man to my right is John. And we've gone through football, we've gone through soccer, so we've got some more to get to, and that'll be some volleyball. First, we'll get into a little bit of highlights.
Yeah, Sam, let's go to a nail-biter for the Mahtomedi versus Hastings girls volleyball game. This one was an amazing game to watch. The first set, Mahtomedi would win the first set with a set point. This one coming, the Raiders settled for a light hit over the net. They would win the first set 25-14, but trust me, folks, we're just getting started in this game. In the second set, the Raiders would get an early lead. We would see 2 aces by number 2, Mallory Brake here. There's the first one. And then we'll see the second one. There's 1-0. Now 2-0. third serve would be returned by the Raiders star player, number 1, Marissa Stockman. She threw it down with some authority, and that would give a 3-0 lead for Hastings. Break serves again, and some miscommunication there for Matamidi, as you'll see it right here. Nobody knows who to go after the ball. Gives Hastings a 4-0 lead. And then we see miscommunication again on this play. Defender might have thought it was going to drop in there, but it didn't. 5-0 either way for Hastings. Then we see Mallory Brake finally make a mistake and serve it out of bounds. Matamidi finally gets a point on the board. They would take the early lead. As you can see, Hastings winning 2-1 already in the sets. We'll take you to set number 4. Matamidi takes the 4th set with the serve by Julia Pillow, returned by number 11, Kendra Hansen. She was absolutely amazing this game. Later on, match point for Matamidi. Marissa Stockman hammers it home. As you can see, she's excited. Next volley, Hansen has a beautiful spike. You'll hear more about her later, but that's 15-15 all for Hastings, or 16-15 Matamidi over Hastings. Need one more for match point. Hastings was relentless about not letting that happen. There's Langenfield for Hastings, smacking it down, tying the game. Huge point there to save the game for Hastings. Now Hastings has a 1-point lead. Set point here. Stockman with the serve. And then Matamidi just unable to stop it. Just an absolute nail biter. Hastings wins 3-2 in a very close Metro East volleyball matchup. Just a great game, Sam. My heart was beating out of my chest that whole game. Great overall effort from all the girls. As I said, you'll hear about Kendra Hansen later on in the set.
Yeah, tough loss for Matamidi, but always great atmosphere over there in the gymnasium. Kind of got the effects going and everything, and had to be a great game to be at. Well, we'll take a look at the Metro East volleyball standings, and I said that was a tough loss for Matamidi because there are a lot of teams muddled up in the middle there of the conference, and that would have gone a long way for the Zephyrs. But as I've mentioned a little bit earlier, North St. Paul is having a very good season again this year, and the Polars are poised to run the table in conference if they can get past Tartan, Hill Murray, and Matamidi a little bit later in the season. Now, Hill played North very close earlier this year, but lost. It was the Pioneers' only loss of the conference season. And if the Polars can win the rematch on October the 11th, they'll almost certainly be your Metro East champions once again.
All right, Sam, let's take a look at the Suburban East Conference. As we see, White Bear Lake has yet to win a conference game, but the Bears have only faced one conference opponent. They have the majority of the conference season left to go. Let's hope the Bears can get back to winning ways as they travel to face Mounds View Thursday and Forest Lake next Tuesday. All right, folks, it's time for your Players of the Week. The past 2 weeks, the male Fab 5 athlete. We have this week, the male athlete is number 7, Atta Clareman. He had 4 goals in the win over Matamidi. Sam went over earlier in the broadcast. He also had 4 goals in a win over South St. Paul. And then now let's go to the female athlete player of the week. That was number 11, sophomore Kendra Hansen, who had an outstanding game with 16 kills and an unfortunate loss to Hastings that I just covered. And then we covered earlier in the broadcast. Congratulations to our Players of the Week. And remember, if you work hard, you just might be our Athlete of the Week. So keep up the good stuff, you guys.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, nice performances there. You saw Claremont. I mean, Kids of Beast just keeps on scoring. It's one of the tops in the entire state in goals scored. And nice performance there from Matamidi Volleyball as well. I want to tell you about some of the upcoming broadcasts we have here on TV19 Sports. Got a couple football games on the 30th. Then we do volleyball on the 4th. Football again on the 7th, as we said, that White Bear homecoming. And then a few more games to close out the month. Got that Hill Murray North rematch on the 11th. That should be a really good one and kind of a decider here for the Metro East Conference. And then we get into postseason play with soccer, so that'll be really exciting and really excited to kind of see what North St. Paul can do as the postseason progresses, and hope they get in that rematch for the section championship against Stillwater.
Yeah, always excited to see that North soccer team. They could always put on a show. As you can see the highlights right here, Atta Clareman, just an unstoppable force for that North St. Paul team.
All right, well, that should just about do it for this episode of Sports Path. John, I want to say thanks again for being here. It's been a pleasure. And for all you at home, look forward to seeing you next time on Sports Path.
Claremont can do something on this break. Gets ahead and yeah! Go! Hernandez on the play action. Looks to his right, throws it deep. Javon Walker's there. Nope. right outside the box, shot in, and it's a goal! Yeah! Go, 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 go! Wynn sets it up, Rainer the set. Hansen slams her home, unable to come. Shot, and a goal! Audrey Frentzen! Just back, score a touchdown. Hernandez will pass, pump fakes once, looks deep, got him in, and that's a touchdown!